1134 kHz. Katropa Radio. Iba tayo!
Higit ang pagbubukat sa kamalayan ng bawat Pilipino para sa bayan. Lunes hanggang Biyernes, mula 10 hanggang 11 ng umaga sa DWDD Katropa Radio. Kasama si Katropang Amihan Sabilio. Tropa!
Tropa on DWDD.
Magandang araw mga katropa. Welcome po sa Katropa Radio DWDD. Ngayon po ay uling araw na sa buwan ng Hulyo, ika-31 sa araw sa buwan ng Hulyo taong 2019. At ngayon po ay makakasama nyo para sa programang Tropa. Ang pangalan ko ay si Katropang Kim Bagaporo. Together with... Go ahead, ma'am.
Good morning to you, Kim.
Yes po, good morning, ma'am.
This is the first time to be with you.
Kaya nga, ma'am.
Every Wednesday, pero...
Sakto na naka-blue tayo ngayon.
Yes. And I would like to greet first the Armed Forces of the Philippines, the CRS Civil Relations Service Virtual Radio TV with DWDD, the Armed Forces Radio, operating at 1134 kHz, the avid listeners and viewers, the veterans, retired soldiers and their dependents. Good morning to you all and welcome to PhilVets Time.
Yes. And since ngayon nga, Ma'am Perla, no, Katropang Perla, ngayon ay Wednesday, siyempre, ngayon ay araw para sa PhilVets Time, di ba, no?
Yes. Though today is Baclaran Day.
Ay, oo nga, no?
But this time is PhilVets
PhilVets Time.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yes.
Anyways, ngayon mga katropa, dahil nga PhilVets Time, meron kaming bisita na inimbitahan ngayong araw na ito, no, na kung saan makakasama natin sa ilang diskusyonan at mabibigyan tayo ng kaalaman partikular sa mga topic na ating pag-uusapan ngayong araw na ito.
Yes. You see, we are very lucky today to have a very important person as our guest.
Tama.
Kasi I know he is a very busy person.
Kaya nga, buti na imbitahan eh.
Buti nga ipumayag eh.
Buti pumayag eh.
I know he is not new here kasi
Yes.
mayroon din silang program.
Yes, ma'am.
Though ang office nila, it's only within. At saka malapit lang. Kaya
With income
very
aguinaldo.
accessible. But I am proud to say that our guest for today is the Chief of the Reservist Public Affairs Division of OJ9, which is the Deputy Chief of Staff for Reservist and Retiree Affairs Office.
Yes.
And he is no other than Colonel Kennedy Sagindang of the Philippine Army GSC. Good morning to you, sir.
Sir, good morning.
Good morning, Ma'am Perla. Kim, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Of course, sa lahat ng mga nanonood ngayon, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. I am Colonel Sagindang, the Chief Reservist Public Affairs Division of the Office of the Deputy Chief of Staff for Reservist and Retiree Affairs G9 with my leader and the person of Commodore Ramel Roberto B. Enriquez, Armed Forces of the Philippines. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat, ma'am.
Sir, maraming salamat. Ito, mga tropang Perla, talaga nga naman since malapit nga, gara nating naimbitahan si Sir, no?
Yes, so without much ado, sir, could you tell us something about yourself before we proceed to talagang main proper discussion?
Yes, of course. Before my assignment at the office of OG9, I was then the Group Commander of Technical Service Reserve Group of the AP Reserve Command, again here in Camp Aguinaldo. There, we are catering about the Technical Service Reservists of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. And then afterwards, I was then elevated to the office of OG9 and became the Division Chief of the Reservist Public Affairs Division. And with regards to my background, I was the former Chief of Staff of the Army Reserve Command in Tansa, Cavite, catering all the reservists of the Philippine Armies nationwide. And then with that, I was then reassigned to JHQ. So ito na ngayon, since September of 2018 up to now, I was then designated as the Reservist Public Affairs Division Chief. Of course, siguro, magpapasalamat na rin ako doon sa leadership ng OG9 for giving me the opportunity to be the part of their staff to work on the of course, the mission and function of the AP Reserve Force.
Okay.
Yes.
So, sir, how do you find your job now?
Well, maganda naman at ang pinaka-importante kasi dito is mabibigyan natin ng diin yung ating mga AP Reserve Force because kung hindi din natin mabigyan ng pansin ito ay medyo mabibihay na pagdating doon sa other component. You know, dito sa Armed Forces of the Philippines, we have two component and that is the regular and the reserve component.
Yes.
And when we talk about the regular, kami yun. But then, of course, kailangan natin din na i-program ng husto itong mga reserve component natin because in times of war or any calamities thereat, kailangan natin talagang i-utilize sila to augment to the regular force and then to conduct various community-oriented activities nationwide. And with that, we as planners, because the OG9 is only involves in the policy making of all the reservists and retiree affairs to include yung review of the existing directives with regards to reservists and retiree affairs nationwide. So, ang sa amin dyan is bumaba din kami doon sa ground to ensure na lahat ng mga policies natin is attune and then kung medyo mayroon mang pagkukulang, kailangan nating i-review. And,
Yes.
Yun yung pinaka-target natin din dito.
Sir, since napag-uusapan na natin yung OJ9, sir, no, dito nga yan sa kampo General Emilio Aguinaldo.
Yes, oo.
Sir, maaari mo bang mabigyan kami ng ilang idea lang, di ba, no, tungkol sa mga, ano ba ang OJ9, ang mission nito, maging kung sino-sino ba yung mga personalidad na nasa loob po ng inyong opisina?
Well, as I said, the mission of the Deputy Chief of Staff for Reservists and Retiree Affairs is the primary coordinating staff of the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. That is pertaining to the development, organization, training, equipment, and administration of all the reserve force nationwide. When we talk about all the reserve force, that includes the Philippine Army.
That's nationwide, sir,
Yes,
pang buong Pilipinas.
Yes, of course. Philippine Army, Philippine Navy, Philippine Air Force, and of course yung technical service personnel natin. So kasama yan na pinoprogram natin, pinaplano natin dyan sa opisina. And of course, together with us at the office is we have 4 divisions there. We have the administrative division that will look onto the internal requirements of the office. And then we have the Reservist Public Affairs Division that will cater all the community-oriented activities participated by our reserve force nationwide. Nagsasubmit sila yung ating mga implementing units, nagsasubmit sila ng mga accomplishment reports with regards to the participation of our reservists with regards to the various community-oriented activities conducted in ground. So yun. Now, the other one is the Manpower Development Administrative Division, IMDAD. So, ang ginagawa naman dyan, ang trabaho naman nila dyan is, of course, they are the one processing the commissionship of our individual who are willing to become commissioned in the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Nandyan yung promotion system natin sa kanila. Nandyan yung designation natin sa kanila. And then, of course, yung career advancement nila, which is, with regards to career advancement, that is 2. We have the Basic Advanced and CGEC for the officers. And then for the enlisted personnel is Basic Advanced din, then Sergeant Major course. And then, mayroon tayong tinatawag na specialization courses. They can go on psychological operations training, civil military operations training, reservist intelligence training, or any EDR or humanitarian assistant disaster response training that will enhance their training readiness or training capabilities para pag na-utilize natin itong mga ito, very effective sila.
Tama.
So, yun yung pinaka-ano natin dyan. Yun yung isa naman, Reserve Organization and Development Division, sila ngayon ang nagkakater doon sa organizational set-up ng ating mga reservists and reserve units. And mind you, we have a very good organizational set-up of the Philippine Army, the Philippine Air Force, and the Philippine Navy. And then the last is yung Plans and Program Division. So ang trabaho naman dyan yan is, of course, they are the one hitting the direction of the reservists and retiree affairs with regards to, of course, the future of our reservists and to include yung international affairs ng ating mga ROTC cadets and reservists. And right now, we have an engagement, no? Mayroon tayong engagement diyan sa Guam and Hawaii National Guards.
International.
Then, we are also embarking on, maybe we can also tied up with other ASEAN countries na mayroon sila mga reservists din na kinikater doon to include the ROTC cadets so that at least ma-enhance din natin yung mga training capabilities ng ating ROTC cadets because
Yes.
they are the future soldiers of our nation and that their training will be intended for future defense preparedness.
Sir, tama ba ako, sir, kung nabanggit nyo kanina, no? So, alimbawa, sir, ganito na lang, no, sa mga nanonood sa atin ngayon.
Yes.
If they wanted to be a reservist po, ng, sabihin natin ng AFP, no? Tama ba, sir, na ang isa sa mga pangunahin nilang lalapitang opisina is yung opisina ninyo dyan sa OJ9?
Maliban lang sa opisina namin, that is one.
Mhm.
Of course, mayroon din tayong the headquarters AFP Reserve Command, located lang din within Camp Aguinaldo.
Mm.
Yun naman sa mga technical services yun. When we talk about technical services, yung mga nurses, doctors, chaplains, yung mga lawyers natin, professors natin, ang AFP Reserve Command ang magpaprocess niyan if they wanted to join in the reserve
Pero
force.
matutulungan nyo rin sila,
Of
sir,
course,
sa
kasi
OJ9.
of all the requirements or applications will be endorsed by the respective commanders to our office.
Okay.
And we are the one to finally assist on this
Yes.
and then have our communications to the Chief of Staff for approval and the Secretary of National Defense, then the Office of the President.
Mm.
And back, pagbalik, publishan na kaagad sila ng implementing appointment with their corresponding share numbers if they wanted to join in the AFP Reserve Force.
Mhm.
Now, doon naman sa other major services, yun yung tinatawag natin ng mga line reservists. They are the one catering on this, the Philippine Army, Philippine Air Force, and Philippine Navy. So, pag halimbawa enlisted reservists, madali lang naman yun because only at the level of the major services. Hindi na darating dito sa amin yung level, yung application for a certain individual who will apply to become an enlisted reservist.
Yes, sir.
But for the officers, because all the officers, whether regular or reserve, the President of the Philippines will be the one to approve on their initial appointment. So, that's it. Meaning, lahat ng accomplishment ng major services natin, which is yung Army, Navy, Air Force, and of course, yung technical services, dito nila ipapadaan natin sa amin lahat yung mga communications nila. All types of communications with regards to the reservist and retiree affairs, the Office of the Deputy Chief of Staff for Reservist and Retiree Affairs will be the one to cater on it. Whether i-address nila yun sa G1 up to J8, but J8 will further forward that
Sa inyo
communication
pa rin talaga,
to us.
sir, no?
O, kami pa rin. So, ganun ka-unique ang ating organization dito ngayon sa GHQ. And we are very much glad also because our leadership right now, that is in the person of General Benji Madrigal, very supportive siya pagdating dito sa Reserve Force Development program natin. Very, very supportive siya. To include yung mga major services commanders natin sa ground.
Tama, Parla?
Yes, so na-pick up ko lang na yung approval of their appointments as reservists, it only goes as far as the signature of the Chief of Staff.
Yes, of course.
Unlike the regular forces and reserve forces,
Yes.
your papers were signed by the President of the Philippines
True.
For the application for commissionship,
for commissionship.
for commissionship in the Reserve Force Armed Forces of the Philippines, lahat yan ang nag-a-approve is the President of the Philippines. And of course, nanggagaling sa amin ng dokumento, we will be recommending it. Of course, dadaan kay Chief of Staff, then Chief of Staff to the Secretary of National Defense, then from SND to the Office of the President and back. For those individual who may apply for commission in the Reserve Force, they are professionals. Mga professionals lang yung mga ito.
Tama.
But for those recruitment natin doon sa ground, such as yung mga enlisted reservists, doon lang sa level ng major services commanders yon. Sila na ang magti-training, sila na mag-issue ng serial numbers,
Tama, sir.
and then sila na rin ang mag-issue ng enlistment orders, then ready assigned to ready reserve units na sila. Although yung mga commission officers natin, once na ma-approve yung appointment nila from the Office of the President, they will be also assigned to the ready reserve units. So they are part of the maybe brigade, battalion, or company staff of the ready reserve
That would
units.
depends. That would
Yes,
depend.
they are platoon leaders, company commanders, company XO, or battalion staff, battalion commanders, so on and so forth. So, in designating those reservist officers of the Red Reserve units, meron ho din tayong mga requirements din doon. Una is, of course, yung schooling nila, yung rank requirements nila. Kailangan din natin yun titingnan.
Yes, sir.
At saka yung, of course, yung participation nila doon sa tinatawag natin na community-oriented activities. Kailangan ma-justify yung, what I mean, yung requirements nila or qualifications nila that indeed they are really qualified to become leaders or to become staff of the Red Reserve units.
Sir, matanong ko lang no, kasi kanina bago tayo magsimula, Tropang Perla, nag-chat sa akin yung ilan sa mga kaibigan ko na actually professional sila pero they wanted to be part of the AFP. Kaso hindi nila gusto yung tipong maging regular. Gusto lang na parang reservist lang.
Yes, marami tayong ganyan. Kim.
Marami, sir. Sir, matanong ko lang no, sabi nila kasi kanina, particular si Katropang James nagtatanong sa akin. Sir, what are bukod sa halimbawa naging reservist ka na, what are the other benefits na pwede mong makuha? Siyempre, nandyan na yung tipong parang ikaw yung kinikilalang isa sa mga magtatanggol sa bayan,
yes,
diba,
of
sa
course.
Pilipinas. Pero sir, does they have, specifically a salary? Meron ba yan? Since yaman na lamang na nandito si sir, no, malaman na natin yung other benefits nila. And speaking of Philbits, kapag ka naging veterano na sila sir, di ba? No, or
yes, of course.
Retire nila, di ba? Halimbawa, meron ba silang maaaring makuha ibang benepisyo sa kanilang pagiging reservist?
Okay, Kim. Pag-usapan natin yung dalawa yun, ano?
Yes, sir.
Una, pag-usapan mo natin sa reservist. If you are an individual, then mag-join ka doon sa Red Reserve units natin.
Yes, sir.
Mayroon ka ng serial number, mayroon ka ng ranks.
Mm-hmm.
So, once nga ma-utilize yung unit mo where you are belong, you will be given yung tinatawag namin na lakasa. Ano yun?
Lakasa.
Laundry allowance, clothing allowance, subsistence allowance. Or even you will be issued uniforms because you are the members of the Red Reserve units already. Okay, so when we talk about uniforms, that is 9-line items from head to foot. Nandiyan na lahat sa kanya yan. That is a privilege to be given for those new members of the Red Reserve units.
Yes, sir.
So, kung nagjo-join na sila, of course. Then, marami pa. Ipapadala natin sila for schooling. Basic courses, advanced courses, libre yun. Even in CGEC, libre yun.
Absolutely free.
So, absolutely free. Mayroon pa silang tinatawag na allowance because kung halimbawa ang pag-schooling nila is intended for 4 months on the part of the Philippine Army, they will be called to active duty for 4 months and they will be also receiving their salary. 4 months because they are there to join in the regular personnel attending the course. Kasama nila yung mga regular personnel doon. So indeed, they are also act as a regular because they will be issued the calling orders. So calling orders that is intended for the whole duration of the schooling. And that privilege will be given to those individual or even in units who are top to undergo the training program. Meron silang mga privilege doon. Napakalaki. Una, pwede silang makapasok doon sa ating komisari. Meron silang dyan. Meron silang kunting discount dyan. Ipapakita lang nila yung mga military IDs nila. Pangalawa, hindi naman natin inaasahan, no? During the time of their training, nagkakaroon na tayo ng kunting problema. So, naibak sila doon sa mga nearest military station hospital. Mayroon din silang diskwento din doon. Ang sa madaling sabi dito, hindi natin pinapabayaan yung ating mga laang kawal. Because sa sinasabi ko na, kailangan natin itong mga ito in the future defense preparedness. Now, talking of Philbits, of course, that is after the retirement at the age of 56. Ito'y nagsagap ko lang din na information coming from Lieutenant General Orhelio, the Vice President of Veterans Federation of the Philippines. We were together in Sultan Kudarat. Kami pala, after our retirement, we will be considered as the members of the retirees and veterans. Okay? And of course, kasama na yun yung Filipino War veterans, ganyan.
Yes.
Ang programa natin dito, sa ngayon because dito din sa aking division ito we are conducting yung tinatawag namin na Retirees and Veterans Convention. In fact, we started this on 29 March in La Union. Nagkakaroon tayo ng Retirees and Veterans Convention, attending all those retirees and veterans doon sa area ng La Union.
Sa La Union.
Yes, of course. Sino ang kasama namin doon? Of course, yung Philippine Veterans Administrative Office, Anjar Jar Carolina, yung AAP Pension Gratuity Management Center, yung AAP PGMC under General Takdiras. Nandiyan din yung ating utag, yung Adjutant General under Ignacio. And then yung AAP Finance Center natin under General Ramuran. Magkasama kami doon, then they are conducting also information and advocacy campaign program, and they are also issuing yung utag. Nag-issue din sila ng mga expired military IDs, nire-renew nila doon sa ground mismo. So, napakalaking bagay ito on the part of our retirees and veterans attending this convention dahil nakakasagap sila ng mga presko na information kahit nandoon lang sila sa locality. Kasi tayo na mismo dito sa GHQ level, bumaba na tayo doon sa kanila.
Ayaw na yung pupunta sa
kinikater natin sila. Of course, hindi naman na magpapakain mga atin ng ibang tao. Ang ibig kong sabihin dito is, yung pagkain nila nandoon, inaati natin, even yung snacks nila.
Tama.
So, nandoon sila, very happy sila, then nakakanig sila ng mga inputs coming from the GHQ which is pertaining to the retirees, to the retirement. So, lastly, yung last na leagues namin doon sa Sultan Kudarat, 800 yung retirees and veterans na nag-attend doon.
Mga participants, sir.
Of course, oo. They are from
Almost 1,000 na yun, sir.
From General Santos City, Pulumulok, Tupi, Marbil, Isulan, and Cotabato. Nag-report sila doon sa Binyo, sa Sultan Kudarat, sa provincial gym sa Sultan Kudarat. Nandoon kami, marami kami doon. Then, of course, they are blessed or they are being highlighted by the information campaign or information drive na mismo si Lieutenant General Orhelio ang nagpe-preside.
Nice.
Then, nakita ko doon, on the part of Veterans Federation of the Philippines, nag-i-issue sila for free. Yung mga tsaliko, yung mga tsaliko ng uniform na sila,
Yes, sir.
yung mga, binibigay yun individual sa kanila. Pumila sila doon. So sa madaling sabi, nagkakaroon ngayon yung distinction na ito sila, mga retirees
Mga
and veterans
veterano
sila.
na natin.
Iba din yung portion ng mga reservists natin. So sa madaling sabi, we are also looking into the welfare of our retirees and veterans, especially yung sa PhilVets na program natin.
Yes, actually, PhilVets has been existing for 30 years already.
Yes, ma'am.
It was established way back 1989 when former President Ramos was then the Secretary of National Defense. The thrust of our efforts are on medical health care
Yes.
and technical vocational education. We were talking about the reservists. It came into my mind, just would like to know how big is the population
Okay.
of the reservists?
Right now, the present strength of the AP reservoirs that we have right now is umabot ng mga 774. And that is classified into ready reserve, standby reserve,
700,
and the technical, of course.
1,000.
Include kasama na doon yung ating affiliated reserve units. Okay. So,
Dami.
yung affiliated reserve units natin at saka yung ready reserve units natin, that is category 1. Meaning, they are 18 to 35 years old. But ang ibig kong sabihin doon is, well and able-bodied itong mga ito na just in case of emergency, then kailangan natin ng tulong galing sa reserve force. Itong mga category 1 na ito, yung mga ready reserve units na ito yung una natin na itatap to join with the regular force to conduct various community-oriented activities in the area. Yung standby reserve naman, nandyan yun, kasama din dyan, but then, kumbaga naka-standby lang sila.
Yes, sir.
Once na kailangan pa talaga natin ng augmentation dahil lahat ng ready reserve is na-utilize na, we will be getting all this pool of reservists from the standby reserve. So, minimaintain din natin yan. Mayroon silang sariling structure, sariling organization. But with regards to the training program, we are giving premium and priority to those reservist members in the ready reserve units.
Ready reserve.
Because that is our direction right now na kailangan magkakaroon na tayo ng operational ready reserve units. And that is embodied in the, of course, the scorecard of the Chief of Staff, scorecard of the AP Transformation Roadmap.
Tama.
That there will be a ready reserve unit that is operational. Meaning, in case of emergency, nandiyan na naka-standby.
Agad-agad.
O nandiyan na sila lahat with their equipment, may ibibigay na kagad sa kanila. Yun yung nagiging direction natin sa ngayon. Mm.
I was just thinking na yung mga commissioned soldiers sa armed forces, pag nag-retire sila, they're called retirees.
Yes,
And they
ma'am.
receive pension.
Yes, ma'am.
What about the reservists? May pension din ba sila?
Ma'am, ganito. Ang retirement age sa regular is 56 years old.
Yes.
Okay? And then the retirement age of our reservists is 65 years old. Kung baka binaliktad lang natin yung
ano?
sa regular. And then, considering that this organization is considered as a volunteer in nature,
Yes.
Okay.
wala ho tayong although we are still embarking on planning on that to give welfare to these retirees, but as of now, we are prioritizing on the various training programs itong sa mga kategori 1 natin para ma-sustain din natin yung pangangailangan ng regular troops natin sa baba. So, nandyan i-issue natin sa kanila lahat yung mga uniforme. But in talking of the retirement benefits of this reservists, nandyan lang sa pipeline yan. Kung baka pinaplano din natin na mai-provide din sa kanila later on.
It's good to know.
Yes, ma'am.
At least, mamaya mag-expect sila, meron pala,
Yeah.
meron din silang pension.
Wala.
Sila. Pero I was just thinking, age 65 pala ang limit ng mag-join sa reserve.
No, ma'am.
Retirement age nila, ma'am.
From 18 years old, that is an age requirement in order for them to become reservists.
Yes.
Okay? Because that is embodied by law.
Okay.
Now, for the reservists, no, ang retirement age nila, compulsory 65 years old. That is also embodied in the Republic Act 7077 and that is the AP Reservist Act of 1991. Nakalagay naman doon na mag-retire sila ng, compulsory retire sila ng 65 years old. However, ma'am, mayroon pa nakalagay na isang provision doon. Kung halimbawa 65 years old siya and still may consider natin na well and able-bodied pa siya. Kaya niya pa mag-training.
Kaya pa.
Kaya niya pang magbitbit ng baril. Kaya niya pang magdala ng equipment. Kaya pa niyang mag-sustain doon sa mga operational activities na ginagawa sa ground. And then, ilagay pa rin natin diyan sa ready reserve units. Depende sa kanya. Dahil as I said, ito kasing sa reserve organization, voluntaryo ito. That is voluntary in nature. Now, kami naman, ina-assist din namin yun as administrator of this ready reserve units, mga reserve components. Kung sabihin nila, sir, pwede magpalagay muna ako sa ready reserve unit, although I am now 65 years old. So, tinitingnan namin yung physical nila. Pag nakita naman namin talagang very qualified pa din, why not? See, you join to the ready reserve units. And you will be designated as ganito, ganyan. So, nangyayari yan sa ating mga ating mga reservist officers. And in fact, mayroon tayong mga reservists ngayon ng mga brigadier general na. One of that is the former mayor of Quezon City, si Brigadier General Herbert Bautista. He is the general in the reserve force, Brigadier General. Francis Tolentino, senator na ngayon. He is also a Brigadier General in the reserve force.
Yes, sir.
In the Philippine Army, we have a lot. Brigadier General Losada, Brigadier General Isles, Brigadier General Serio, Brigadier General Mir, and there are a lot of coming na mapopromote pa ng general because mayroon tayong mga reservist officers ngayon holding the position of Brigadier General, yung mga brigade commanders natin sa ground. And they are entitled to be promoted also at the rank of Brigadier General. So, meaning, with regards to the career advancement of this reserve component, ma'am, tinitingnan ho natin ng husto ito. Not only sa mga reservist officers natin, to include yung mga enlisted reservists natin because yung kasi natin, they are the cream of the crop na katulad din sa regular forces na talagang tinitingnan natin ng husto ng welfare nila dahil alam natin na sila talagang kailangan natin in case of emergency.
Tama.
So, training program muna ngayon, ang concentration namin is dalawa, yung tinatawag natin na personnel and training readiness. So, when we talk about personnel, yun yung massive recruitment natin and ongoing yan ngayon.
Yes.
Then after the recruitment, of course, i-training natin sila. And then after the training, they will be incorporated in the various ready reserve units nationwide. Ang assignment natin dito is geographical, meaning kung ako ay taga General Santos, then I will be assigned also in a ready reserve unit in General Santos City. That is what we call geographical assignment. Because unang-una dyan is tinitingnan natin yung pamilya at saka yung workplace nila na hindi naman na-hamper yung Meaning,
tama.
gagastos pa sila ng pamasahe.
Kasi pagka regular, sir, di ba, pwede kang ma-assign sa iba't ibang part ng country, no? However,
talking
on
of
being
the-
a reservist,
But talking
dun
of the
lang.
regular, of course, pag sabihin na pupunta ka doon sa other units,
Kailangan
no
talaga.
choice ka, you have to go.
Oo.
Katulad ko, naikot ko na itong buong Pilipinas because of this. But hindi natin pwedeng ipareho ito sa ating mga reserve component because these are volunteers na nagjo-join sa atin. Of course, with their passion to help in their respective communities. Yun yung pinaka-importante natin dito. And for me, as the Division Chief of Reservists and Public Affairs Division of OG9, we are conducting the National Reservist Week, di ba? Kagagaling lang namin sa Pantukan, Compostela Valley. So, nanggagaling kami doon. Tinitingnan namin yon. Ang pinaka-objectives doon, ma'am, is tinitingnan namin yung readiness ng ating mga ready reserve units sa ground. Then, pakinggan natin sila. Kung ano yung mga karangaingan nila, then magiging basis yan doon sa policy making natin. Kasi ang OG9 nga is only involved in the policy making and review doon sa mga existing directive para magiging action din ito doon sa mga pinaka-latest trust of the armed forces of the Philippines.
Sir, may question ako, sir. Halimbawa, ako po yung reservist na. Sabihin natin, 22 years old pa lang ako or 25. And then gusto ko nang pumasok. Gusto ko na talagang ituloy. Kumbaga, mag-resign na ako dun sa other work ko. Pero gusto ko na talagang tumuloy sa pagiging
Yes.
part ng AFP as in regular, sir.
Meron tayong programa diyan, Kim. Parang aware ka. Parang aware ka yata dito, Kim. But
Interesado, sir.
oh yes, gusto ko lang ipapaalam din, mas maganda sinabi mo na rin yan. At least this is part of the information and advocacy program
Yes,
natin.
yes,
Sa lahat ng mga nakikinig sa atin ngayon, sa Army lang mayroong programa diyan. That is called the Call to Active Duty Tour for training for 2 years without extension. And explain ko yan. When we talk about 2 years CAD, that is embodied in Section 53 of Republic Act 7077, wherein yung tinatawag natin na maximum opportunity ibibigay din natin sa ating mga reservist officers to be called to active duty for 2 years without extension. Meaning, bakit mayroong extension? Because after the termination of your call to active duty for 2 years, hindi ka pwedeng magpapakad uli. Hihintayin mo yung 5 years. Pag naka 5 years ka na din, pwede ka uli na mapapakad. So, yun yung tinatawag natin na call to active duty tour for training for 2 years without extension. So, ano ang utilization nila, Kim?
Yes, sir.
Dalawa yan. Sa Philippine Army, mayroon silang tinatawag na to serve the Army Reserve Command. Meaning, they will be augmented doon sa regular troops or regular personnel ng Army Reserve Command dahil siguro alam naman din natin ngayon na lahat, not only in ARISCOM, but all the units kailangan nila ng tao, depleted tayo ng tao. So, augmentation sila doon sa ating mga personnel na dideploy din sa ground ng Army Reserve Command. Pangalawa, yung isa, to serve ready reserve units. So, meaning, kung ako ngayon ay nakad, galing sa isang, for instance lang, galing doon sa isang ready reserve infantry battalion. After my CAD, okay, for 2 years, babalik ako doon sa aking ready reserve battalion and I will be the administrator. Anong trabaho ko doon? Una is, ayusin ko yung dokumento ng ating individual reservist. Yung tinatawag natin na pagpipill up ng RIDS, Reservist Information Data Sheet. Kailangan upgraded lang lahat. Yung mga logistical requirements nila, yung mga profile nila, yung schooling nila, lahat ng mga data ito, kailangan natin ito because during the emergency, wala tayong ibang makikita ng dokumento is yung nakapahil doon sa kampo na ginagawa ng ating 2 years CAD. So tuloy-tuloy yan ngayon, hindi magkakapareho nga lang ang quota sa Army. Minsan mayroong 50, minsan mayroong 30, but ang bottom line is talagang nakakatulong not only for the units na mapuntahan ng mga ito, but of course sa individual nga nag-apply, malaking bagay kasi they will be receiving a salary the same as in regular.
That's for the CAD, sir, no?
Yes, of course. Kung halimbawa, kapitan ako, for 2 years, I will be receiving a salary of a captain in regular force.
Okay.
But hindi po pwede silang dadalhin doon sa kumbatan. They are only assigned in the ARISCOM and the Ready Reserve units, considering that we are on the process of contemplating the manpower build-up of our, not only in the Army, but of course the Navy and the Air Force. Even in the technical services, In fact, ngayon, ang one typical example is yung dalawang pare natin in the person of Major Golye sa AP Reserve Command and Captain Luayon. They are chaplains, then nagpa-call to active duty sila, and then after that, babalik sila doon sa area nila. Sila ang magsiserve as chaplains doon sa mga regular units natin to undertake yung tinatawag natin na mga spiritual needs ng ating mga regular personnel. Magpe-preside sila ng mass, magpe-preside sila ng kasal, binyag, ay yung mga ganong mga religious activities na of course kailangan din natin sa ating regular units yun to remind them that kahit ganon sila katigas dahil may mga baril sila, nanatili pa rin nga ang Panginoon talaga ang pinaka-atmos. Kailangan sa liga natin.
Ganda malaman yung mga CAD, di ba? No, yung mga ganun pala.
Yes, mayroon tayo dyan na existing na ngayon. Kung gusto mo talagang magpapakad ng talagang tuloy-tuloyan na, open din yan, Kim.
Ibig sabihin, sir, without the limitation of having it for 2 years, tama ba?
Meron ang yung tinatawag natin na call to active duty tour for training for 2 years without extension. Medyo hindi natin gaano pinapansin yung age requirement diyan.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But yung forever na talagang magpapa-call to active duty ka na hanggang magre-retire ka na,
yes,
hanggang 31 lang tayo doon.
Okay.
Pwede ka
Within the bago mag-31.
Of course, kailangan on or before. On or before your 31 age, kailangan mo na magpapakad ka kung willing ka. Then of course, you are willing to be assigned anywhere of the Philippines, in the Philippines.
Kasi
diba?
that's part of
because you belong to the
duty.
regular component of the armed forces of the Philippines. Katulad ko, my source of commission is a product of ROTC program ako.
Sir.
Then right after my probationary officers training course, pinala din naman na nung nag-apply ako for call to active duty, natanggap din naman ako. Of course, I passed all the examinations.
Yes, sir.
So hanggang ngayon, kaya inabot ako ng itong rank ko na itong colonel, and I am very much happy on this. And yun nga, every time nga nagkakandak ako ng lecture ng ating mga reservists doon sa ground during NRW, palagi kong sinasabi na itong aking trabaho ngayon, this is my passion personally. Pangalawa is of course, siguro ito na yung kabayaran ko. Because without the reserve component, wala din ako.
Tama.
And then, gusto ko nang ibahagi sa kanila, lalong-lalo na sa mga ROTC cadets natin, yung konting natutunan ko pagdating sa programa. Kasi magre-retire na tayo, then ayusin natin ito dahil ito yung susunod sa atin eh. Wala namang iba. Hindi naman tayo pwede mag-hire ng foreigner to become soldier sa Philippine Army.
Tayo lang din dapat.
Tayo lang din. So itong mga ito, kailangan ayusin na natin ito, especially yung mga training programs nila. And we make sure na hindi ma-involve itong mga ito, yung mga ROTC cadets natin sa mga dubious activities.
Yes.
Alam naman na natin na mayroon din tayong mga other organization na gustong pabagsakin itong present na government setup natin ngayon, yung CPP-NPA program nila, din yun, gusto.
Talking about ROTC,
Yes, ma'am.
parang there was a time kung hindi ko lang maalala kung kailan na-stop yun. So, parang there is a need. Do you think, are you in favor of restoring ROTC?
For us, ma'am, not only because that is one agenda of our present government, President Duterte, talagang in-announce niya yun nung suna persona niya, di ba? Kailangan kasi talaga natin yung mga ROTC cadets. In fact, sa other countries, mayroon nga silang mandatory military service eh. Di ba?
Yes,
May mga artista. Kasama na, kailangan pagdating ng 18 years old, mag-join ka muna for how many years. But sa atin is only this ROTC program. This is only the time na ma-embed natin yung tinatawag na sense of patriotism na magkaugalian ng ating mga young girls.
Tama.
Na marunong magalang, marunong rumispito, at of course, dito sa ating pagrespeto sa ating flag, sa ating
bansa.
Sa ating bansa. And then right now, noong 17th Congress, yung last kasama kami diyan na sinusulong na natin ito ngayon sa mandatory ROTC program. But it so happened kinapos nga lang tayo. Then we were advised na ibalik namin ito sa 18th Congress. So we are now preparing. All the documents are there. So we are waiting for a right time kasi kailangan isusulong natin itong mandatory ROTC program, Perla. Kailangan talaga natin ito dahil for me personally, hindi nyo ba alam na nagde-decrease yung ating strength ng reservists because of nung nag-implement yung Republic Act 9163. Itong Republic Act 9160, ito yung nagpawala doon sa mandatory ROTC program. That was 2021.
2000.
No, 2000 2021 na-approve na rin ni President Macapagal Arroyo.
2019 pa ngayon.
2012 I think.
That was the time of former President
During the time of Macapagal Arroyo.
Macapagal
President
Arroyo.
Gloria.
Okay.
So,
Yes.
See.
2000, nakalimutan ko na.
Kasi
But
doon
it's
maraming batas doon yung tipong parang walang visa. Actually, like nandun na yung RRTC, the death penalty tinanggal din sa term ni President Gloria. No? And that was also the time na yun nga, talagang parang hininto. Di ba?
Yes.
Sir?
Nahinto yun. Unang-una, ang pinagsimulan kasi doon is yung kay Cadet Mark Wilson Chua, kung matanda natin si
Yes. Tama. Naalala
So,
ko.
nasundan natin yun. Pero, kung pag-usapan na rin natin dito ngayon, hindi naman graft and corruption related incidents yung nangyayari doon. Na-disgrasya yun because of the hazing sa fraternity. And it so happen
Nadamay.
yung hazing program nila doon ginaganap sa DMST office sa UST. Doon napatunayan yun dahil yung carpet doon na ginagamit na ipinambalot sa kanya, doon tinapon doon sa Pasig River, doon nakuha doon sa carpet ng DMST ng UST. But then of course later on yung parents ni Mark Wilson siya against sa ROTC program, but later on nakita niya na hindi pala ito ROTC related activities ng kinabatayan ng aking anak. So na rin siya, kasama na rin natin siya nag-advocate sa ROTC program. So kung balikan natin ito ngayon, ma'am, we are waiting for a right time kasi nandiyan na yung mag-sponsor sa Senate, nandiyan na si Senator Gatchalian, siya ang mag-sponsor again, and then sa Grand Congress naman is nandiyan si Congressman Abo. Siya din ang nag-sponsor noon. And all these documents na pagdating dito sa ating approval ng mandatory ROTC program, nandiyan na. We are just waiting for a time kung kailan namin maisulong ito.
Okay. And now, there are many parents who are against the restoring of
Yes, ma'am.
ROTC because they think that we have K to 12 now,
Yes.
diba? Yung K11 to 12, masyado pa daw bata yon. What's your opinion on
Ma'am, ganito yun. Gusto kasi natin na yung programa ng ating mandatory ROTC program, okay? Kaya kung makikita natin yung sa program of instructions niya, wala kang makikita ng drills and ceremonies doon. Puro mga lecture doon, naka-embed doon sa prospectus nila or sa school curricula nila na mag-undergo sila ng gano'n. Kaya we are targeting these grades 11 and 12. And in fact, we are already ready to handle this. Tinitingnan na rin namin ng husto na ma-avoid yung mga problema na katulad noon yung mga hazing natin, yung mga illegal collections ng mga panahon na yun. Talagang tinitingnan natin through the proper screening of those would-be commandant of cadets. So, nandiyan na yan, nakaplastar na yan. We are preparing for this. And then, in fact, mayroon pa kami tinatawag, ma'am, na pilot testing. When we talk about pilot testing, we are contemplating on having a pilot school, which is 80 schools yan nationwide. Meaning, pag na-approve yun, ma'am, i-implement natin yung mandatory ROTC program, but kukuha pa tayo ng mga additional inputs dito sa mga pilot testing program na ito in order that the implementing rules and regulation will become 100% perfect. Kasi kung mag-implement ka kaagad without testing doon sa baba, ma'am, there comes at times talagang mayroon pa talagang mga konting mga minor na mga kailangan na talaga natin na babaguhin through the observation doon sa pag-implement sa baba. Doon natin makukuha yan sa ating pilot testing school. So, pag nakuha na natin lahat yon, magiging 100% na yung implementing rules and regulations sa mandatory ROTC program, then that is the time na yung pilot testing, diretso na yun, ma'am. In fact, sa ngayon, per data, that is around 10,500 schools that will be coming in grades 11 and 12 to avail this mandatory ROTC program.
Is this both for male and female? Male only?
maganda
proposal
talaga.
that involves our female.
Ah, I
that
see.
involves our
So
female.
there is-
Pero kung
Even before doon talaga.
yes Kim, tama ka. In fact, hindi mo ba alam ma'am ngayon kasi existing pa naman yung ROTC program natin. Ang pinakamaraming kadete, mga babae.
Mas gusto nila, kumbaga.
Really?
Mas
Oh, yes, ma'am.
interesado,
Oh.
mas
Baka
interesado sila.
Baka iba ang training nila,
Oo.
lighter load than the
Oh,
men.
then hindi mo ba alam ma'am?
Hindi.
Mayroong school na yung battalion commander and staff, puro mga babae. So meaning talagang nailibit talaga ng husto yung mga kababaihan natin. And they are very much interested pagdating dito sa training program nito. And we are again anticipating that kind of yung attendees ng ating mga kababayan. Dahil mga interesado sila ma'am.
Saan banda yun? Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao.
In Mindanao ma'am. In fact,
Sana meron din, sir, no? All throughout the country.
yung pilot testing natin, of course, nationwide yun siya.
Nationwide siya.
Distributed yun nationwide together with the Air Force, Navy, and the Army. Distributed yun nationwide so that makuha natin yung mga inputs not only in Mindanao but of course in the Visayas and Luzon areas.
Sir, ito, napakaganda ng ating diskusyon. At ako, personal, ang dami ko natutunan, no? Maging yung mga katropa ko na nanonood, talagang inabangan nila to, no? Well, sir, yaman na lamang na nakasama namin kayo. At konting oras na lang din yung naititira sa atin. Sir, maaari nyo bang imbitahan din yung ibang mga katropa natin na nagnanais, di ba, no, sumali bilang isang reservist? Or ano ba yung maaari mong maipayo sa kanila, sir? Parang coming from you personally, di
Yes,
ba?
of course.
Nagsimula doon hanggang ngayon, eto ka na ngayon. Anong mapapayo mo sa kanila, sir?
Of course, Kim, maraming salamat sa opportunity, ma'am, no? Maraming salamat sa opportunity. Then, I would like to take this opportunity to, of course, make maybe siguro a personal appeal to those citizens, Filipino citizens, law-abiding citizens to please join in the reserve component. If you are an out-of-school youth, nandyan tayo, may programa tayo na para sa inyo, you will become enlisted in the reserve force. If you are a professional, nandyan yan, nandyan yung circular 4 natin, dated 10 July of 2010. Nandyan lahat yung mga source of commissionship natin. All you have to do is to visit our nearest Red Reserve units sa Philippine Army, Philippine Navy, Philippine Air Force, and of course sa technical service natin. Meron tayong mga units na magkikater sa inyo. And mind nyo, wala hong mawala sa inyo dito, kundi madagdagan pa ang qualification ninyo. And of course, bilang isang Filipino citizen, katungkulan natin, natutulungan natin yung ating sambayanan pagdating sa sakuna because this is our country and we are very much supportive to the advocacy of our President of the Philippines, President Rodrigo Duterte.
Yes.
Well said.
Well said. Ayos.
Thank you very much, Colonel. I hope we will have another session.
Yes,
Sana,
ma'am.
no?
You are welcome, ma'am.
Very educational.
Napaka-informing,
I'm
oh,
learning
informative.
a lot from you.
By the way, ma'am, before I forget, I would like also to make this opportunity. Approve na ni General Datuin yung aming Reservist and Retiree Affairs Radio Program.
Wow! Congratulations!
Mas marami tayong matututunan doon.
Yes, Kim. Then maybe siguro, in doon sa Retirees Affairs Program, radio program, we can also invite you to be there.
Sure, sir.
That is Saturday, 7 to 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
That's good. That's good.
starting when?
This afternoon, 2 o'clock, mayroon kaming final coordinating conference but lahat ng mga siege agencies nag-approve na. Then, as soon as possible, implement ko na yan because I can't wait na kailangan makikita na natin itong itsura ng ating Reservist and Retiree Affairs Radio Program. We will be inviting resource person from the Major Services 9 and Major Service Rescom. Mga officers yun, pupunta dito, then ipapakita nila yung mga agenda nila, yung mga programa nila sa Major Services. And I think maganda ito na medium sa ating communication pagdating doon sa programa namin sa AAP Reserve Force Development Program.
Abangan natin yung mga katropa, no? At kung nabiting kayo sa mga kaalaman at impormasyon doon sa programa ni Colonel Sagindang, abangan natin yan. And speaking of Colonel Sagindang, Sir, Colonel Kennedy Sagindang, maraming salamat po mula sa Philippine Army GSC. Siya po ay ang Chief Reservist ng Public Affairs Division, mga katropa, mula sa OG9 ng our Deputy Chief of Staff for Service and Retiree Affairs. Muli, ako po si Katropang Kim Bagaporo para sa programang Tropa. Kasama si Katropang Perla Teves. Magkita-kita tayong muli bukas, mga katropa. Same time, same program. Magandang umaga.
WW 1134 kilohertz. balita, impormasyon at musika. AM at FM pinagsama. Ito ang Katropa Radio. Iba tayo.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa 1134 kHz. DWDD Katropa Radio. Iba tayo. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
Ito ang DWDD 1134 kHz Katropa Radio. Iba tayo.
Tahimik at masayang buhay. Normal at simpleng pamumuhay. Ito ang buhay na pinapangarap ng karamihan. Pero para sa kanya, ito ang buhay na pinili niya.
Nagsimula akong kumilos dito bilang kabataang estudyante taong 1995 hanggang nag-exposure ako sa NPA. Tapos nahikayat ng mga kasama na sumapi sa kanila. Kaya umabot ako doon ng halos 14 taon sa Kilusan.
Si Ka James ay isa sa mga dating rebelde na sumuko sa pamahalaan.
Naging buhay ko doon sa Kilusan, siyempre sa umpisa habang naniniwala kami na tama ang aming ipinaglalaban. Kahit anumang hirap tapos mga sakripisyo na kinakaharap namin doon, iniisip namin yun na parte ng aming paniniwala.
Nakipaglaban siya sa pamahalaan para sa doktrinang kanilang pinaglalaban.
Kami daw kabataang pag-asa ng bayan, kailangan naming humawak ng armas para ipagtanggol ang bayan, kailangan naming magbuwis ng buhay para sa bayan. Lahat ng mga yun, resulta ng mga pinag-aralan na ibinibigay sa amin para paniwalain kami na tama yung aming ipinaglalaban.